guys, another week with your crew with Vybe Vybe. So you be watching the most authentic podcast, gang.
Gang.
Hey everyone, how I look with these glasses on? Should I take these glasses off, y'all? Yay, everyone! Hi, another lovely Thursday night with us. Yay! And guess Dale gonna be the zombie tonight. Wave. Good boy, stay. So.
He's like, really?
He's so tired. This is what you call
hard-working man.
A very
I
hard
was gonna say something else, but okay, that sounds good too.
So you want
Just one of them nights. Okay.
What you gonna say? I ain't that damn sleep.
Oh, he woke everybody.
Don't understand. Dog. What you was about to say?
No, I was hard. I was gonna give you your props. You know, he been doing hard this week. Tuesday night you was on Shall We Proceed?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You represented
She's
for us.
supposed to be
Doing
here,
so
I
good.
don't know. She said she was parking.
Yeah,
You
she's
know.
supposed to come.
No, she's still coming.
Shout out to Erlene.
Yes, and our boy did good on that show, even though I didn't watch
He
it.
did.
But he did good, you know.
One for the home team, man.
Represented for us, you know. We good. How was it
Interesting.
to be on there with another man?
It didn't sound
Pause.
He said pause.
With that threesome?
I'm gonna need you to rephrase all that.
Just read. Can we?
No. No, I'm just
Yeah.
saying because, you know,
I don't even know how to answer that.
because I'm saying you always with us ladies. How it
Oh,
was.
to have to be on the show
so-
with the male and talk from a male's perspective.
Yeah.
No, it's like every Thursday. I still give a male's perspective.
He does. That.
Same thing. I mean, he dropped a lot of gems, though. Good
Yeah.
dude.
He definitely did.
Great show, though. Great show.
Good.
Great
Very
energy.
good show.
Both of them were supposed to be
35-year-old
here tonight,
grandfather.
but I think he
Shout
needs to
out
have
to
to pack
him.
something.
Hey, shout out to
He
my
didn't know
cousin,
he was gonna be.
34
Yeah.
years old, grandma.
Who?
My cousin.
Congratulations.
No, I'm just saying. She just said
Well, no,
35.
he's 35 and
was.
he's got a
He
grandbaby.
was young as hell. Had a
That's
grandbaby.
good. I mean, it ain't
Right?
His
good.
son.
But hey,
I don't know.
We were on the comments like, granddad.
yeah, that's
No, hey.
Honestly, I'm not surprised at this age because I had a friend that had already had a kid when he was in like middle school, so
hey.
that's not surprising.
Tell my paternal grandma I'll be like 76 years old. Right, legend.
I'm trying to calculate this too, bruh. I'm real confused.
She's
Think
good.
about it.
She swear Legend gonna have a hose. So
Right.
she swear.
The dad's
I
here tonight, so I
remember.
want to hear this shit.
I
Right.
remember that when I said legend was going. Hey, how
Hey.
you doing?
Welcome.
Hi.
I see. How you gonna
Now
stand
you can
there?
have a seat.
Come on in.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe Marcus, so you might have to sit out here.
Yes, the cameras ain't showing
I'm sorry.
I'm the mics and stuff.
On what? Yeah, outside. No, y'all.
So you want all the smoke
No,
tonight?
no.
Anywho.
All the smoke
You work
tonight.
now?
I'm sorry, KD. She
Anywho,
she
what's
wants to
vibing?
smoke.
Can I take it?
Find that girl picture.
I am,
Please
man.
do.
I've been busy as hell.
I'm begging you with this.
Today
We authentic,
is
girl. We authentic.
October 10th, and today is World's Mental Health Day.
It is.
Yes. And you know, most of our show is talking about mental health all this year for some reason. You ever noticed that this whole year we've been talking about mental health?
It's been a
except
serious
It's a
issue,
very,
man.
It's a very,
Yes.
very
It's heavy
serious
now.
issue. Very
yes.
Real heavy.
I'm wearing my semicolon ring, which has to do with suicide awareness.
Oh, when you said
Um,
I thought.
So people that have mental health and attempting suicide, this here is to show that your story's not ending. When you have the semicolon, that means that during a sentence, the person wanted to stop the sentence, but instead of stopping the sentence, they kept on going. So
I like that.
this is something that's really important to me is mental
Have you
health.
ever thought about committing suicide?
No, I haven't.
Dale?
I have my moments.
I've been there. I have like
Yeah, we have talked about it.
hold on. And sorry. Sorry, it was coming out some way somehow, and I rather the mouth. I'm sorry, Legend. I rather the mouth than the other way out. But no, I actually thought about committing suicide. Probably 3-4 times in my life. Sharice.
Yeah.
I know she talked about it. She actually been there when I thought about committing suicide. Even my future sister-in-law even came out one time when I thought about it, and she came out there and talked to me all morning one time
Yeah.
about the hey, you don't need to give up type thing. And but yeah, today is that day. You know.
I think every day should be mental health awareness, though.
It is, man.
I really do.
So we always talk about how do we handle it, like, and I know I posted, he can't even hear me. Mike, can you hear me?
Really?
You got the headphones on.
Oh, okay.
If not, he's not doing
Can
his
we
job.
show
so.
up? Can we show the other picture of the 5 ways,
It's gonna be behind.
behind me?
That's gonna be behind.
Oh, yeah. The 5 ways to deal with mental health. Yeah. So I post that on there. You can read it. It's like do active stuff, be connected with people. What was the other one? But yeah, it's just be active. Take notice, give signs and everything. If you see signs from people, hold on. And
Can you read?
yeah, I'm trying to see, but I don't want to put my glasses on because I look like a clown with it on. Dale, where your glasses?
That's an understatement.
Oh, y'all need me to make a bill?
What?
Yes, please. No joking.
I'm gonna get them back eventually. But to tap into that, it's kind of like this thing that I ain't gonna take full credit for. I'm gonna take full credit for the design of the shirt, but the concept came from Tori.
Trademark it.
Yeah. It's the 5 reasons why. So it's this thing that her and I do where if you feel like you want to quit or you're having a rough day or, even with the mental health or whatnot, start asking yourself, like, give yourself 5 reasons why you're not going to do it or why you should, in a sense. So it's like even when I have my moments and the things that I'm dealing with at this current moment, I have to constantly, like, it's heavy right now, constantly tell myself, hey, it's 5 reasons why I'm still going to do this. There's 5 grateful reasons why I'm going to make this decision. It's just a self-push because sometimes, even though you have someone in your corner, it's still not enough.
Exactly. I agree.
And
You
a
gotta
lot of
believe
times,
in you.
your
Yes.
toughest battle is your brain, like your thoughts.
It really
So,
is.
Can I clarify?
absolutely.
Yeah, grab the mic.
It's 5 things that you're grateful for, and then you turn those 5 things into the 5 reasons why you can't quit.
Okay.
So whenever you feel like shit getting hard, it's getting rough, you start by finding 5 things to be grateful for, and then you make those your reasons why not to quit.
Yeah.
5 reasons
Again,
why.
trademark. Again, trademark it.
It's copyrighted.
Oh yeah, we took care of that. Thanks to Shall We Proceed last night.
Yes.
I learned that I have to
Yes.
start copywriting things, and
Yes.
she's in here tonight. I appreciate her. She's looking amazing.
Yes, as always.
But yeah, I mean, it's a serious thing though. Now that you brought it up, we have. But it's been heavy because the suicides and everything that's going on in the world. Black men, black women, our culture really where it's kind of like we used to have that ventilation system as a culture, but now it's kind of like it doesn't exist. It doesn't. Because now we don't have the boldness or I guess the mentality to be like, let me call somebody and talk to them about it. Because you don't want to vent. Because the judgmental level is high as hell now. And the misunderstanding is high as hell now. Miscommunication is high. It's like it's just everything's backwards at this point. So now everyone's closing themselves off. This is why the suicide rate is jumping up, or just weird shit is happening. Is because it's really like there's no outlet. If I jump on Facebook and I say I'm feeling like this or I'm going through these problems, you're going to always catch a negative backlash now. It's not a lot of positivity going on. Even when, you can use, for example, what Aline did last night with that show. To me, it should have been a lot more positive feedback, seeing that black men don't really speak out about a lot of things because we don't have that platform.
Y'all almost scratched the surface.
Right.
I didn't even scratch
and I
the
didn't
whole
even really,
surface.
we didn't really get into it like I think she wanted to.
What?
Well, it was a topic with just black men not being able to kind of like, being surviving. Like, we're surviving at this point. It's not even living, we're surviving. Meaning like, yeah. Give her Erlene the mic.
Yeah, pass it on the mic. Pass the mic to Miss
She
Erlene.
about to explain.
Yeah, explain to me.
It was I piggyback off of a show I had earlier in the year about mental health and wellness for men.
Okay.
And so
Yeah, we had
this
that show too.
was about what's going on right now in society, media. How are black men surviving? I wanted to ask two men, how are you surviving right now with this current climate? What are you doing? What are you telling your children? What are you telling yourself every day? Because like we said on the show, your day is not even spoken. You don't even know you're gonna live the next day. You mean in your house and get shot. So I want to know, how are you surviving? And we didn't really get a chance to do even one part of what I wanted to do because there was so much information, but I'll do another one again and I'll have them on.
Yeah, definitely.
There won't be any drinks. And but I just
you
really
can't
wanted
bring
to
down.
Shout out my boy Bub, man. What you
Right.
mean?
But when I brought the
now.
show mental wellness earlier, and I had therapists, had black male therapists on, I wanted to hear from them about what we need to do to bring men to speak up and feel comfortable. And it was a good conversation, and we had a good one on Tuesday as well. It's just we didn't scratch the surface at all.
Yeah.
So.
I know Chanel had put, one of your posts was, it's sad that people don't want to speak up because they're afraid that somebody is going to talk about them.
The backlash is trash.
Yeah, the
Well, we need to
depression.
stop making everybody your best friend so soon.
That's true
Exactly.
I'm glad you said
I
that.
learned
Hold
my
them
lesson.
up. Say that again for the people in the back
Well, that's
because
the
they
problem
need to
is
hear that.
we have, if you want
Everybody
to talk about
not your
social
friend.
media, the reason why it's such a beast right now is because we have
Yeah.
2,000 friends, you only know about 100 of them.
Maybe
Right.
5.
Very
And
true.
after that 100, maybe 50 who actually met or Like I keep my friends list low. It's bigger now because I have the show and trying to be more sociable. But I will never reach out to any of those people. I know I have a core group of people I can talk to because no one's really your friend right now. It's either for gain, what can I do, how can I promote, what's going on.
Yeah.
So you can't. We're at the point now where it's like dog eat dog. Everyone's catty. They think there's not enough food to eat.
Right.
When there is, so you have no support.
Right.
And a lot of us were raised to suck it up, keep pushing. We ain't got time for that because in our community, we ain't got time to sit back and cry about it.
Right.
Cry while you're doing it.
Exactly.
Keep pushing through.
But you don't feel like that hinders us?
Oh,
in a
it
sense?
does. Oh, yeah.
As a man,
It
we are already
definitely
taught
does.
not to really show much emotion as it is.
Facts.
Kurt's got a point. He got to say something.
Now, I want to touch on what y'all was saying, like both of y'all, right? What I call this is like respect how I get to 9, right? So you can get to 9 by adding 2 and 7. You can get to 9 by adding 5 and 4. Neither one of those are incorrect. You know what I'm saying? People got to respect their way of getting to 9. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I wanted to touch on.
He said, I want to say something. Legend, you can't
I
say
like
nothing.
that.
To elaborate on his point, because Legend was not giving him a chance to really get his rocks off. But it's one of those things like respect my process. You know, respect the decisions that I make, even if you do not agree with them. You know, and I think that's one of the biggest problems. Like, we don't respect each other's decisions, not my life. Like, whatever you decide to do, if I'm truly your friend, my job is to be there if that decision you made failed. It's not for me to tell you, I don't really think that's a good idea. I'm going to tell you straight up, that's what you want to do, I'm going to rock with it. I can feel like it's completely wrong, but I'm not going to openly put that out there because what if it works? You get what I'm saying? If that decision actually worked, but you were the reason it didn't because you put that little ounce of doubt in it, once you hesitate, that whole deal is off.
Right. How many times have we done that where we tell to ourselves, like, nah, that's not going to work. We don't even try. Like, you don't even try.
Self-sabotage. That's all that is.
But when people do.
Yeah, but it comes from.
It comes from our culture already. Just kind of, they want you to do what they say instead of.
But when we do ask for help, people always say we just need that type of attention at the moment. Oh, she just need attention. She just. Then nobody don't think we're taking it serious.
Or they just say, go pray about it and just.
Everybody always there for that moment. They always say they're not gonna be there for a lifetime. Like when my mom passed, family was there for a moment.
Right.
Ask if any of my family members, auntie and uncles, any called me today. None. They was there for that moment when they see, oh, she needs someone right now, but they don't see that she needs someone for a lifetime.
Right.
So that's why I have my spouse and my son and my brothers and my close friends. And I get family members mad at me saying, oh, you treat your friends more as family than us. But because they're every day for me.
Right.
But I don't knock that. You know why? Because your friends are choosing to be a part of your life. Family is automatic. I can't do anything about having my siblings, my mother, my father, my cousins. You can't do nothing about that.
And what you just said about people being there for the moment, do y'all ever feel like sometimes we kind of put people in that position? Because we go through things and then we put on this front of like, oh, we're okay, we're fine. So they back off, but then we never really honest with, no, I'm struggling, I need help.
Oh, yeah,
so in some of those situations, do you feel like we kind of put ourselves in that position to feel alone or like nobody's there for us? Because we kind of push people away in a way.
A lot of times, too. I'm sorry.
The post that.
All three of y'all was like.
Right.
No, I literally was going to tell them to chime in first.
The post, Mish was talking about when I posted, like, you know, people go through depression, die through depression due to other people talking about them, something like that. My own family member, I'm thinking, you know, I'm not saying I need help, I'm not crying out for help, but she was like, oh, you know, you can go for counseling, it's for free. You know, that's true, but I'm looking at it, you family. You want to come to me first, maybe? Or you want to just chime in? I'm not always a biter. You know, this little chihuahua don't bite all the time.
I ain't mad at your chihuahua that bite yet.
Let me ask you a question. Where did you put it? Was it a post you made?
No, it was a post somebody else post. I just shared it.
Yeah, she
and she thought it was like, I'm crying for help, like she going through depression. You know, and she was like, oh, you know, you can go to counseling, it's free at certain things, you know.
Well, this is my...
But I'm like, you know,
this
if that was a
thing,
stranger.
though. This is my thing, really. We have to also remember we come from people who didn't have social media, who didn't do anything publicly. They called, you need help, I'll come to you. So when you make it public, you can get a public response you don't want to hear. And we be real mindful of that. Sometimes you may not want to, I'm not saying you shouldn't call out for help, but our older generation didn't have what we have, and it's still kind of new for me.
And a lot of in the day too, like don't ask a question you don't want the answer to.
Exactly.
Right.
So,
and a lot of us don't know how.
We may not like the way they answer it, but they're going to give you the legit answer.
Yeah.
But sometimes we want everyone, not all of us, to be so. That's not because I'm not that way.
Right.
You want my response? Let me tell you my response. And sometimes a lot of us always out here saying we need something, and we end up doing the same nonsense again. So people get tired of it. Or like you're always calling for help, but it's not really help you need. So what are you doing? So no one can really gauge it because some people think social media posting is attention grabbing. You know, and we have to decipher those things.
But it's so heavily used.
It is. And people don't know how to navigate it really yet. If they're older, they don't know what you're doing. Like, why you ain't come to me? Why you ain't say anything? So.
But a lot of us don't know how to actually ask for help, like especially like the older generations, because like they had to bottle things up. They weren't able to really talk about it. And I know for me, I don't sometimes say certain things to people or tell them because I don't want to be a burden. I feel like it's a burden. I know you're going through stuff. So why would I want to burden you with what I'm dealing with?
Right. To piggyback off what you said, I actually wanted to comment on the conditioning of always having to be strong. That is such a thing within our culture, and then you kind of always see how someone says always check on your strong friend or your goofy friend because they could be going through more than what you know. And it's been plenty of times where sometimes like I would feel down, and then it's like the rhetoric that we have when you're not allowed to feel down in some ways. Like, oh, if you want to cry because you're going through something, oh, that's a white person's thing, or that's a weak person's thing. Wipe them tears. Come on, get up, let's go. Have a backbone. That's kind of that rhetoric or what we constantly hear, or at least I can say for myself. I've heard, and we've been conditioned. Exactly. We conditioned not show emotions and not to wear our things on our sleeves. Only time that it's okay is sometimes grieving, because they can understand when someone died. But it's pretty much if no one's dying, and if you haven't killed yourself, not attempt, then all that doesn't matter. And then when you do per se have an attempt of suicide, then you're either eyebrow raised like, oh, that's some white people shit, what's wrong with you? Or you may have some sensible ones to say, hey, are you okay? Because I've been on one side as in having a close friend attempt that. I wish she would have came to me. Thankfully, she's still alive, but to know that she felt that alone hurts.
Right.
But you wouldn't know, even in a sense, like, okay, you say reach out for help, or even if you are that person there every day, because I can kid you not, I can talk to this girl every single day, but I still didn't know that she attempted to take her own life, no matter I talked to her yesterday or the day before.
Right.
So when that's something heavily on the person's mind, whether it's suicide or mental illness or whatever they're going through, we've been conditioned in a way to feel so down and not feel an outlet, where sometimes they feel like that's the way out. And that's something within our culture where we need to learn that it's okay to feel. Why? Because we're human. We may be strong, we may be the strongest race, but it's okay to have emotion, because emotions don't make you weak. Everybody feels like emotions make you weak, but honestly, vulnerability is what makes you strong.
Amen.
So.
Facts.
That's all I'm going to say. Thank you.
Mic drop. So, man.
And that was,
Right? I was like, wait a minute.
I was daydreaming for a second. I'm sorry, y'all.
Nah, I mean,
But you would think about like the celebrities. Like I always think about.
That's
Robin,
a perfect one.
What was his name? Robin Williams, the happiest guy in the world to us, killed himself.
You learn how to mask it.
You be like, what? And then he was old with it. He wasn't young with it. I think he was like in his 60s.
Yeah.
Close, yeah.
And I was like, wow.
But see, nobody knew he was struggling. There were certain things that he was struggling with. It wasn't necessarily depression. It was other things he was dealing with.
What was
so
the
nobody
chick that did it? It's a famous celebrity.
Amy Winehouse.
No,
she
it
killed
was
herself.
recently.
Kate
The
Spade.
designer.
Kate Spade.
And it was like,
Kate Spade.
they felt like, well, why was she? I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, whatever she was dealing with, like,
Kate Spade
I
killed
keep
herself
telling
last
people,
year.
money ain't gonna solve shit, man. You can be a billionaire, but you still missing something.
Right. Dave Chappelle actually talked about that on his stand-up, and Sticks and Stones.
Yep.
And when you think of it that way, it's like, dang, man.
Money
doesn't
don't make you
doesn't
happy.
Think about Anthony Bourdain too, like,
Dopest job, yeah.
right?
And then I think about what's his name from Soul Train. He killed himself. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
He shot himself. Is it because he's not
Yeah, this is years ago. This was years and years ago.
I learned this like brand new.
I didn't know that.
Did he have like Parkinson's?
It was
What is it, like Parkinson's?
He had Parkinson's.
He had Parkinson's.
He had Parkinson's disease.
Yes.
And he was just dealing with that and his decline of his body.
yeah.
Yes.
So that's why he took his life. That the medication, going from Don Cornelius, creating these things.
Yeah.
He didn't want to deal
Yeah.
with the pain, and he wasn't going to be himself anymore. That's a time when technology and medicine is not what it is right now. You know what I mean? So he shot
But
himself.
He shot
I
himself.
personally feel like the medicine doesn't help. Because if it's a mental thing and then you start taking pills, you become chemically imbalanced.
So they do say in the back,
Like,
you might
it's always some
start a
type of side
suicide.
effect.
The thing about mental illness, though, and medication is a gamble. You never really know, unless you're going to be honest with your person who's trying to treat you, what you're feeling, what's going on. You're going to get misdiagnosed. You're going to get the wrong medication.
So I can speak to that, man.
I can
So,
too.
So
Both
like,
me
I suffer from severe anxiety. I don't need that. I suffer
Yes, you
from-
do.
You
Yes,
do.
you do.
Nobody can hear you.
I suffer personally from severe
Okay.
anxiety. And I was taking medication from the VA. And it was like this medication, it didn't necessarily get rid of the anxiety. What it did was lower my inhibitions.
Yeah.
So like stuff that I wouldn't normally do, I'm doing. Like, oh, bro, this ain't me.
Yeah.
So, I don't want nothing that's going to have me out of pocket. I want to still be who I am, but I want to deal with this issue. So, it's more of a holistic approach that I take to deal with this issue now instead of, like, the medication. So, when it comes to medication, if it's not natural or if it's not from the earth, I don't think anybody should take it. That can heal.
No, but to piggyback that, because he laughed earlier when I was like, I'm going to be drinking my healing juice. But that's exactly where I got that from. Like, the anxiety medicine that they prescribed me, it literally makes you, like, check out. And I just, I have a child. I refuse to live my life as a zombie because I'm trying to manage my anxiety. And I just decided to find holistic approaches to monitoring myself and keeping myself out of depression. I go in and out of it. It's a name for it. I don't remember. But anyway. And so for me, it was just like, I'm not taking it. And everybody around me was like, well, no, if your doctor felt like you needed it, this, and this. And I'm like, absolutely not. Because you take that medicine and then you literally can't function, like, at all.
Now, I'll be honest, I do take depression medicine. But for me, like, I have to work out. Like, if I just take the medicine, that's not going to help. Like, I actually have to do stuff. I have to push myself to actually do stuff. The medicine, I feel like, in a sense, it does help me. It's taken a long time to even get the right, like, for me, the dosage that can even help. Right. So...
That's Kaz's answer to everything.
Kaz's answer to everything is smoke weed.
Like, no, I don't want to smoke. Kaz, that shit.
It's okay. It's,
right.
It's from the earth.
But I mean, for me, it's like. No, but for me, it's something like I still struggle with, and I am wanting to get off of the medicine. So I will have to talk to you about what exactly to do. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, there's more side effects than there are symptoms. The side effects have more likelihood of taking you out than you dealing with the symptoms alone. Like, how you got antidepressants that make you depressed?
That make you suicidal.
You say in the background, this might cause suicide.
Especially in a certain,
first thing they tell
What the fuck?
Have y'all ever thought about this? Just hear me out on this. And I'm about to reach so far.
In your ass.
We ready, picture?
Conspiracy theory.
right?
We ready, picture?
Close to it. Have y'all ever thought a lot of this shit isn't for us as a culture?
Yes.
And this
It
is
ain't.
why. Hold on, but this is why you're having these major side effects, or you having hair loss because you're using certain shampoos. This shit is not for us. Certain things are not for us. So then when you're starting to tap into shit that don't belong to you, then you have these weird things that go on in our culture. And it's like, well, why?
Like medicine, or what they call medicine. Different medicines are gateways, man. Like, they had a drug called Flocka a while back. And these people was like in Florida, like they was biting people's faces off.
Yes,
like
I remember that.
these drugs,
what they
you
call
gotta
it,
be
like
aware,
bath
man.
salts?
Like it take you to a different dimension.
Yeah, it's not. That's what I'm
entering
saying.
gateways with these different drugs.
You get addicted to it.
Correct.
Not only that, because I was actually about to pull that before you pulled it, right? There has been proven history in our Black folks' history that, first off, we know medicine is a cover-up. Secondly, it's been particular specific medicines, just as like a Black woman. Birth control wasn't meant to help us. It was meant to sterilize us and mask up, and it's purposely pushed in our communities to
Planned Parenthood.
facts though,
That
mess
too.
us up. And so it wouldn't surprise me because, these immunizations, these vaccines, they make you sick more so than help. Why? Because it's basically, for lack of better words, a genocide trying to happen in a slick way. That's the best way I could put it.
Facts.
So for us to be taking all these medicines, because I speak for myself. Why, if I'm just trying to have a TMI regular cycle, which to get on birth control, which was they push, I'm ready to pass out every time I take a step, or I can't bend down to tie my own shoe. That medicine is way more off to me, where you can just Blessings.
Ouch.
Oh yeah, or you could gain 70 pounds. Yes, I literally
Oh, my
gained like 30, almost 50 pounds in a month. How is that natural?
Yeah.
So,
After my baby, from the birth control.
so we have proven like stats and history. Everybody can go on their own just to look at it. So I'm with you with the thing of
It's not
this
for
medicine is not for us. And then if you really pay close attention, when you are going to study as a doctor and they're prescribing something, it's called practice. Keyword, practice.
But on top of that,
Practitioner.
but even on top of that,
Exactly.
Yes.
So
Yes.
but
you're
here's
allowing
the
someone to
thing, all the-
practice on
when
you.
you had a
They practice.
cold,
You just a dummy. Come here, dummy. Let me just try this on you.
yeah,
They give you all these pills to try.
That's a hit and
and
miss,
just say
and then
what
you're
works.
killing your liver
Now they gave you
off.
all these pills,
Exactly.
and it's
It
all mixed
doesn't-
up together. You just all fucked up all together.
Precisely.
Now they don't know what's
And
wrong with
majority
you.
of the things that
We're gonna
come
diagnose
from
you with
your diet.
cancer. That's the only thing we can think
Exactly.
of.
Not
right
only your
now.
diet will heal
Oh,
if
we'll
they
diagnose
stop
you with this.
messing with
We
our
don't know what's
foods,
going
but
on
that's
with you.
another thing.
but here's
Right.
the thing,
Oh, you ate. Oh, I'm sorry. You're not supposed to
how many
mix this
people
with this.
actually still use home remedies?
I do.
But that's my thing.
Google
If you
love
stick,
me.
but
Yeah.
stick to what
There's
this is what
certain
I'm. This
things.
is my point.
It's a lost art
Yeah. So
because you have people.
art too.
It's only hidden. if
she
you're
got a
not
whole
paying
book.
attention.
Man,
Like my family background, like I
I just
haven't,
borrowed.
I don't
Eat it
take,
back.
I don't go through those certain things. We was encouraged to communicate, but we were taught home things to feel better. I don't get sick like some people always got the flu
Yeah.
all these things. But we don't want to pay attention. We don't want to listen. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Let's be real with it. We've been they try to teach us stuff. We don't want to. That's old stuff. So now we battling, and we want to research shit now that's written down when it's not even gonna be written down. It's
Right.
been passed down to you from mouth to ear to mouth.
Right. How many trades are lost arts?
Because we don't want to listen. It's gone from watching, learning, listening, paying attention to. I want to be out. I don't want to listen. You old. I'm not listening to you. Let's just keep it real on that.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like I'm old.
Not even just that. We
Hello.
got
All the fucking time.
Right.
Exactly. When my mama say, "Bring your ass home," I'm home.
I think
It's
most
not
of
that
us. I
same
think
shit,
almost
Steve.
all. I think almost all of us. Our parents are around the same generation.
Ahead of what
Yeah.
our parents are.
Yes.
So for those of us in the world,
I'm an old
we
soul.
look at life completely different because we were
Middle
raised
child.
by who are considered we're the middle child. Our parents are technically our peers' grandparents. Like my nieces too. I have a niece the same age as me. We like
Exactly,
6 months apart.
and older than me.
Like, but my closest niece is 2 years. You know. But so when it comes to things like that, we value that voice more than a lot of people within our generation.
Oh, yeah.
We value that opinion and that feedback. So then there are a lot of us, as Dale calls it, those middle childs who, yeah, we big bro, big sister, son, but we still little bro, little sister, others.
Yes.
But in a sense, it's weird because we still value, like I look at having my first child. I was big on the old school remedies. Like, I do what? I need to put what in this water to help him go. I need to do what to da-da-da-da. It's so many
That
of my
sugar
friends
water
are
help.
like,
Pop
sugar
that
water.
fever quick.
Pop that
the
feet,
Carol
pop that
syrup
shit,
in that water, baby. He
everything.
gonna
My mom-
drop it, okay? But
I said he
so many of my
constipated.
Oh, the Carol, what is the Carol syrup? Drop that shit in there. Oh, you gonna start using the restroom? No problem.
Yes.
Castor oil, yep.
Yes.
They be like, yep.
Yes.
The aloe vera plant.
Aloe
You
vera.
have one. You
Yeah.
have. I tell people this all the time. If you don't have an aloe vera plant, you
Go
need to go
get
get
one.
one.
If you don't have what?
Aloe
Aloe vera
vera
plant.
plant. If
Aloe
you have
vera
a
plant.
rash,
everything.
any type of thing that
If you
fucks your
itch
shit
it.
up, get them, rub them on there. It's gonna stink, but that shit gonna go. Like,
Right away.
It'll probably be some money in it, like, you know, for people to put like a bunch of natural remedies together, like, and make that information available. You know what I'm saying?
but it's lost.
But they
They
have
have it,
them.
but it's
Dr.
lost.
Vybe,
But
he
people
has
don't
a
want. A lot of
whole-
people don't look at it though.
Yeah.
A lot
I
of people
always
don't.
home
But you're not gonna
remedies.
find that on Google.
But that's what I was saying.
You're not gonna find that on Google.
What?
Like, people actually doing the natural thing.
Oh.
These people are trying to repackage that and sell it back to us in a different manner.
We all already
than
know
what
what
it's
time it is.
presented.
I got dip on
And that's what the issue we got now.
Why does it have to be packaged the same? Why don't we just kind of help each other out?
That's what I'm saying.
That's where the breakdown comes down. We wanna
Everybody want to
it,
sell something.
Right.
When we should just be willing to help each other out with healing. We shouldn't have
Amen.
to. Because when you package the cell, when the mass producer, you're gonna start watering that shit down. It's not gonna be pure like it needs to be pure. Some things shouldn't have to be.
That's
I'm not
black people.
knocking you. I'm not knocking it. I'm
Yeah.
Either
But it's true.
Because we don't have a community anymore. We just got a bunch of people that live together, but we're not acting as a community. We're not helping each other out no more.
Exactly. But some
Right.
people do what some people want to sell it off top, and we can just help each other out with is what I'm saying. Get back to villages taking care of each other, and if you want to barter, well, I got this. I have 18 plants. What you got? You know, you have some lavender, whatever. Let's trade.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. That's how it should be. Then it keeps growing and growing and growing. Like if you grow fruit and vegetables in your home, you don't have to automatically sell it. Give it to your neighbors in the dry
Right.
desert.
People selling ideals now. Like, can I come talk to you about something? Well, 15 minutes is free, but after 15 minutes, I gotta start charging you. You be like,
That's
"Nah, I
true.
just-
They charge for consulting.
Yeah, I'm like, I just
Yeah.
want to just pitch your mind, or get some ideas from you, or how do you grow this business? It's hard to ask somebody how do you start a business because they be like, nah, because you might copy or this and that.
Right.
Yeah,
Instead of
that.
collaborating, people
Yeah,
are like, oh, you my
Every-
competition.
Exactly, because everybody can heat, but everybody don't
That's
know
why
that.
People
And
don't want to get
right.
help from people,
And like, like Dale said the other day, he said when Chase was here, and then he said on Shall We Proceed, there's how many different types of bread out there, right? Everybody,
It's like
there's
9
bread for
different
somebody.
bread companies,
There's
and
like,
it's
how
they
many?
all making
Everybody
money
gonna eat.
because when you think about it, when that goddamn hurricane come, don't goddamn matter if you buy Mrs. Breads or
Right.
whatever the hell else.
great
Yeah,
value.
it don't matter. The bread is gone. It doesn't
Right.
matter.
It's gonna taste the same no matter what. Even
Popeyes
water.
sandwich thing with them and Chick-fil-A.
Mm.
The whole beef was over whose chicken sandwich is better.
I
They
don't know.
both
The
winning
one
though.
at the house that we cook.
Facts.
Mm.
But
Right.
I also wanted to throw something out there because
Chick-fil-A, 'cause they still got the sandwiches.
done.
That's who win it.
I wanted to throw something out there just as I guess a person that comes kind of from the north mainly versus, no offense to everybody from the south. It's so much of a different culture, I want to say, because see, I'm from Chicago.
Oh,
Don't do me like that. Yes, it's the car. But
Hit the car.
I do. It's exactly what I call it. It's
Soda.
pop.
She does.
It is
Soda pop.
First of all, if you down south, it's soda water.
What?
It's soda
Oh.
water.
For a minute.
I wanted to say how it's such a different culture because honestly, when I came down here, our community in just general were way more willing to help me versus North. Like North is like straight cutthroat. You can't even ask like, hey, what's directions to go such and such. They'll walk straight past you. So when you're talking about like passing down these memories or how it was accessible, honestly for me it's not. I didn't learn anything. I didn't even know what an HBCU was until I accidentally stumbled on it down here. Because even though I was highly smart, like probably a point or two off for 4.0, made straight A's all my life, and my first B was in high school. And it was a B plus at that. No one told me what an HBCU was. The only closest thing I heard was, it's Howard, but Howard is an Ivy League, and that's all I heard was these top Ivy Leagues, and that's where you want to go. So when you're talking about these natural remedies, and I put my little business out there a little bit, basically I could have died coming into this world because of whatever they gave my mom while I was coming out. It knocked her out because she never took drugs in her life, and basically I was halfway in, halfway out of her, and just, not breathing. So we both pretty much died on the table, and that one trauma in my life trickled down to all the BS that I have now, but never was there a natural remedy. Never was that ever exposed. I just happened to be what everyone calls a miracle child. So
It's my miracle.
when we're talking about, these natural remedies, I never knew any of this where, my asthma's hurt, no one told me about, maybe you should do this. I just started running, but when I have an attack, I'm down for the count. There's nothing that I would know that's a natural remedy, or the closest I got was, Epsom salt and some hot water helps you when you're sore. That's
Yeah,
the
it's
closest thing that came to anything natural until I started having to find these remedies. Rest my grandmother's soul. The most that she could pass down was the house that my grandfather and them, built and raised in the land, and said if we ever need a place to go, that's where we have. But as far as like the natural remedies, no. All I knew was how to cook. So the research that's supposed to per se be available for somebody like me or coming from there, no one's going to tell you that, because I've literally had people tell me, you're only not here because you don't want to be. No, I am a first generation graduate. I'm trying to figure out how this even works or
Right.
how certain stuff, can someone point me in the right direction? And it's just like a no. But when I come down here, you can go right here, right here, right here for this answer, right here, right here.
Right.
And
That's the
You could
South,
pass
bro.
by somebody and have a whole conversation.
Right.
Hey, how you doing? I'm good. And you're saying,
Man.
keep it
when
going.
y'all spoke down here to me, I literally, and no offense, I was like, I didn't know if to be like on guard, like, are y'all plotting, which is really bad. It's really
that
bad.
shot on you.
But
I mean, because
was
if you
really
look at somebody
shocked.
in Chicago, they'll be like, "What you looking at me for?"
Precisely.
Like,
Precisely. That's it. Either you plotting, you trying to ride me, or you trying to see if you can size me up, and I'm ready to go. But like a young lady spoke to me, and I'm like, hey, she started a full-fledged conversation. Very nice. And by the end, I kid you not, I was really shocked. Like, she don't want nothing. She not trying to take my goodies. She like, this is like legit. What? Y'all really nice?
You got to think about the cultural migration situation.
Exactly. That's what I'm
You leave from down here where everyone was dropped off, and we're not gonna get into that. And then you're trying to go somewhere
It'll
else.
be another 4 hours.
You're losing a lot of your culture. You're losing a lot of you left things behind, and so a lot of that has to do with that because it is north and south is totally different. And if you go in further, I'm my family's from the Caribbean, so it's a different thing. Everything for us is natural. How we do things is natural. We walked everywhere because we wanted to. You cooked every day. Your food was in the backyard. So I come from that type of culture. So. And also, we need to stop trying to expect everyone to know things they don't all know. And we tend to be like, you don't know that? No, they don't know.
Exactly.
So-
I get thrown that all the time. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you didn't know that?
See,
No,
for you, I
that's
was
why
able
I'm
to-
asking the question.
I wonder why.
Babe,
He tried to.
you
No, you asked for all the smokes,
But no,
so
I'm
you
just
get all the
saying.
smokes.
People would turn to me like, you didn't know that. I kind of think I was raised up in a box.
anything happen.
Sorry. You say you was raised in a what?
I was raised up in a box.
That's how I feel too.
That's how I be feeling like, you know, in a box, because I ain't no certain thing. I'm 30 years old. I'm still learning. You learn every day, no matter how old you are.
Oh, yeah.
you do.
You
That's what
know,
keeps you
that's how I hope my
going.
son be like. I don't want him just to learn at the moment. I want him to learn for a lifetime.
Right.
Right, legend. Okay, he
But
watching.
to me, I think too, you gotta be willing to want to actually learn,
Yes.
because like I feel like a lot in our culture, they don't. People like you said before, people don't care. Like, oh, why I need to know that? Like, you need to listen.
You know as much as you can possibly.
Yeah.
get.
Right.
But basically, some people don't even care until it's relevant to them, which is like, you know, I'm going to bring in another topic, sorry, when our black men are getting killed. Oh, it don't matter until it's my son or my brother or my uncle. But, you know, we hold up a
That
sign
never
here.
matters until it's close
I'm
to
just
home.
saying
Right.
like
Exactly.
this. I'm an all life matter, because nobody shouldn't just get shot like that. I'm all.
I
I
agree.
can't just say,
Stop
agree.
eating
oh,
chicken.
I'm all, huh? I'm an all life matter, because you don't hear about the Hispanic dude getting shot by a cop. You know,
did.
I'm just saying, you don't actually, it don't be all over the news like you see a black man get shot by a cop. Or you don't see the white man all over the news if they get shot by a cop.
Because the social condition.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
then I feel like it's a scare tactic, and that
Yeah.
would be a whole nother 40
Right.
minutes if I talk on my conspiracy behind it.
Right.
I mean, I have a son.
And
Boy,
I have a son,
exactly.
so I
me and you
understand.
right here.
It's the whole Willie Lynch method at this point. That's
Yes.
how they keep us in check. It's a scare tactic. Every time
But
we
you
get a
don't
leg
hear
ahead,
other
it's
people.
like, oh no, let's find a way to bring them back
You
down.
wanted being in check, right? So you went like 2 years and you had all of these black men die on video. And I feel like it was a way to see, are they gonna do something? You know what I'm saying? Are they gonna burn some shit up? Are they gonna ride? And nobody did shit. It was just a bunch of social media bullshit.
Yep.
Exactly.
But nobody rode, and that's why I was like, man, the
Exactly.
times have changed. Them people know that. That's why you don't see it no more. They know we train. You gonna do what Master tell you to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But ain't nobody rise and do nothing. When they
Exactly.
did that shit, Rodney King, he was like, everybody live in peace. They burnt shit down. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that spirit is gone. You know what I'm saying? All of the riders is gone.
I don't think it is. It's just people scared to die now.
All of the
Yeah,
riders is
everybody-
gone. You got
Yeah.
something to lose.
Yeah.
Honestly,
It's all about
from a
12
military perspective, and I hope y'all will too understand, because y'all both military. Why would you go to war with warmongers when they outnumber you with weapons?
So
They
tell you.
no, with just their weapons alone.
Ugh.
You know just as well as I do,
And
they can
next
take out
week,
whole
we will
cities
get
if they
into
want
that
to.
heavy-ass topic.
I
I'm
will
gonna reel
be
you guys
here.
in. That's gonna get real rough.
Yeah, that's gonna have to be for another.
Yeah.
That's gonna have to be for
Time
another
check.
topic.
Marcus, I hate to cut you off.
Right.
But time is money. and
Money is time.
I promise you, we will get right into that next week on
Yes,
Vivid Vibe.
we gonna
We're
have
about to get
to.
the hell up out of here. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all.
Love
Right. Love y'all.
Bye.
Subscribe. Check us out.
Bye.
Subscribe. Check us out.
I won't be here next week.
Happy birthday, y'all. Woo!
Woo!
Oh, yeah.
Look,
Let's get this photo.